All right, so I just want to inform everybody that this session is recorded. So if you missed something important here in my session today, you can actually check it out this one in our completed section. Okay, so for today's topic, I will be discussing about the loss of exponents. All right. So for this section, I will be discussing, five laws of exponents. All right. So later we will know that, but then let me give you some insight about the concept of the exponents. All right. So let's proceed to the basic concept of exponent. Okay. So again, this will be the counter example. We all know that an exponent tells us how many times to multiply a base to itself, isn't it? So the base here, okay, the base is of course the thing that's being multiplied. Okay, so for instance, I have here 3 raised to 4. We all know that your base here is actually equal to 3. And your exponent is 4, right? So all you have to do here, since this will be your base, of course, the thing that's being multiplied. So this will be the thing. So you have to multiply 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, where in this numbers are actually equivalent to 3 raised to 4. So if we're going to multiply these four numbers into it, okay, so you will be having 81 as the result. So that will be the concept of having an exponent, all right? So when we have a variable with an exponent, okay, so are we able to simplify the expressions? The answer is yes. So there's a few rules you will have to follow so that you can properly work with exponents, and they are called as the laws of exponents. Again, let me reiterate this one to you that I have here five laws of exponent. The first law that we have, okay, so I want you to take down notes of this. So the first law is all about the multiplication law of exponent. So what will be the thing about this one, okay? So say for example that we have here the same variable and you have there a certain exponent for that variable represented as m or n, okay, for the other one, and you are multiplying for that specific variable. So what will be the rule? So all you have to do is you have to add the exponent of the first variable that you have to the second variable, okay? So the concept will be, if you're going to multiply x raised to m as the representation, multiply by the x raised to n, which will be the second exponent that you have, then you just need to add only the exponent. So you will come up with x raised to m plus n. For instance, take a look out of this. Say for example, I have here x raised to 5. And I want to multiply x raised to 5. So i-multiply ko po siya into x raised to 6. Okay? So what will be the result? The resulting outcome for the exponent. So again, you just need to add the exponent. Okay po? So that will be the rule. So all you have to do here is you have to copy the base, which is x. Okay? So copy x, and you just need to add 5 plus 6, which is equal to 11. Okay? So that's the thing for number 1. Okay? Multiplication law of exponent. Another one for you to understand more. For instance, say for example, I have here x raised to 8, okay, multiply to x raised to 7, say for example, and what will be the result? Again, don't be confused on this. I use here open close parenthesis, so the operation that is actually being involved here will be multiplication. So don't be confused on that, okay? So all you have to do is you have to add 8 and 7 since you are multiplying the two variables, okay? So copy the variable. So 8 plus 7, you will be having 50, okay? Did you get the concept for the first law that we have? So that is multiplication law of exponent. Again, if you are multiplying variable with exponent, you just need to add that one. Okay? For the second law that we have, that is all about the division law of exponent. Okay? So what will be the concept of this? So if you are dividing such variables, okay, so the exponent of the two variable, all you have to do is you have to subtract that one. You have to get the difference of the two exponent. For instance, this will be the representation. See, for example, you are dividing x raised to m divided by x raised to n. Okay? So this will come up with x raised to m minus n. Okay po? So you just need to subtract. For instance, we have here an example. Say, for example, I have here x raised to 10. Okay? Divided by x raised to 9. Or say, for example, raised to 8. Okay? So all you have to do, since this is division, okay, you just need to subtract. Okay, subtract the exponent. So you just need to copy the variable, which is x. And since this is division, so 10 minus 8, that will be 2. Okay? So always remember, if you are dividing variable, okay, with exponent, so always remember that if you have, greater exponent for the numerator that you have, the first variable, okay, always may lead into positive exponent. Okay? So, lagi pong mas malaki dito. If it is not, kung mas maliit ito, tas ito mas malaki, therefore you will be having a negative exponent. Okay? I know you already know the rules, right? For adding and subtracting numbers, right? Or adding or subtracting polynomials as well, because we are already done with that, right? So that's the thing also. Another example. See, for example, I have here x raised to 11 divided by, so I use the symbol which is this one. Okay, so it's a vinculum. X raised to, say for example, I have here 5. Okay, so again, all you have to do is you have to copy the variable x, okay, and you have to subtract the two numbers. Okay, yung nasa exponent po. So 11 minus 5, you will be having what? Very good. You will be having 6. So the result or the answer will be x raised to 6. Okay, so that will be the concept for division. Again, in multiplication, if you are pertaining to the multiplication law of exponent, you just need to add. And if you are pertaining to the division law of exponent, you just need to subtract the exponent. Okay, so that will be the first and the second law of exponent we have. Number three is the so-called power law of exponents. So this is something like power to a power. Okay, so you have power and you have here another power. So what will be the concept? Okay, say for example, you have here the given variable with exponent, and it is actually raised by another exponent, okay, represented as n. Then all you have to do there is you have to multiply the two exponent there. Okay, so this is power to power. This is number three, power law of exponent. For instance, we have here 5 raised to 3. Okay, so 5 raised to 3 is actually represented as x raised to m. And your 2 here, another exponent, will be served as your n here. So what you gonna do? So all you have to do is you have to multiply. Okay, so we don't need to what? To add or subtract this one. We have to multiply. That's the thing for number three. Okay, so you have your 3 times 2, you will be having 6 here, right? Since 3 times 2, as you can see here, expand lang po natin, 3 times 2, you will be having 6 here, okay? So copy the variable or the base that you have here. The number is actually 5. So you will be having 5 raised to 6. This will be the result, actually, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're going to simplify this one, but this will be the thing. This will be the concept, okay? So if you have calculator, if you're going to simplify 5 raised to 6, okay? So that's something like 15,625 in result. But this will be the thing, okay? So as of the moment, we don't need to simplify muna. So mamaya na lang po later, okay? So ito lang po yung representation. And for this one, on the next slide, let's try this another example, okay? So dito sa another example po is ano na po natin siya, i-simplify na po natin. So we have here 3 raised to 2, okay? Raised to 5. Okay, so quantity 3 squared raised to 5. Okay po? So again, all you have to do is you have to multiply the two exponents. Okay, so you will be having 3, 2 times 5, you will be having 3 raised to 10. And what is 3 raised to 10? Okay, we all know that 3 raised to 10 is something like 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 up to 10, isn't it? So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you're going to simplify that one, 3 raised to 10 will be equal to 59,049. Okay, so that will be the result. Okay, and for number two, so and, do the same thing, same concept po. So you just need to what? Copy the base, okay, and multiply the exponent to another exponent. So 3 times 4, you will be having here 12, okay? So what is a raised to 12? That's it, because there's no number naman. It's a variable. So the answer will be a raised to 12. So that's the thing. I hope that was clear for number 3, power law of exponent. And for number 4, take note of this, the product rule of exponents, okay? So what will be the product rule or the product law of exponents? Okay? So what does it mean? So raising a product to a power means raising all the factors to the power and then multiplying. Okay? So for instance, say for example, I have here x times y raised to n. Okay? So there's a quantity here. So there's a big difference. Okay? There's a big difference here. Okay po. So we have your quantity. So all you have to do is you have to distribute the exponent. There's an automatically 1 here, right? So all you have to do is you have to distribute. So 1 times n, I mean 1 times n, you will be having x raised to n as for the first term. Times your y, so we have your 1 automatically, so you have to multiply. So lahat po ng exponent, i-multiply doon. If you are talking about product rule of exponents, okay? Or the product law of exponents, okay? So you will be having here y raised to n. So this will be the concept. For instance, I have here a times b, quantity squared, okay? So that is actually equivalent to what? A squared, so you have to multiply, there's an automatically 1 here, so that will be a squared, and your b is actually equal to this. Okay, so b raised to 2 is actually equal to b squared. So the answer will be a squared times b squared. So that's the thing for um fourth fourth law of exponent. Okay, so that's the concept. For you to understand more, let us try this one. Okay, so how to do that? Again, we have to multiply all the numbers here, okay, given. Okay po, using your exponent. So this is automatically 1, so we have to distribute. So it will become 2 raised to 3, and your a raised to 2 will become 2 times 3. You will be having, what is 2 times 3? You will be having 6. Okay, so if you're going to simplify this one, we all know that this is actually equivalent to 2 times 2 times 2, right? And we have here times a raised to 6. How do we come up with 6? Because 2 times 3, distribute this one. Okay, you have to multiply. You have here 6. Okay, so in simplifying, 2 times 2 times 2, that is actually equivalent to 8. Okay, times by a raised to 6, you will be having a raised to 6. Okay, so this will be the answer. The answer will be 8 times a raised to 6. Okay, so do the same thing here for number 2. Okay, so here's the solution. So you have here 2 squared, so you have to simplify. You have to multiply 2 into 2, okay? Exponent, exponent. So you will be having 2 raised to 2 times 2. And this one, copy, a raised to 5, and you have to multiply this one, okay? So you will be having 5 times 2 for this case. And for letter B, 3 times 2, so you will be having here 3 times 2. So in simplifying, to simplify with 2 times 2, you will be having 4, and 5 times 2, you will be having 10, 3 times 2, you will be having 6. Okay, then simplify now this constant. We all know that 2 raised to 4, if you're going to input that one in your calculator, or 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, the answer will be 16. Okay, then copy now the variable. Okay, so this will be the answer, 16 times a raised to 10 times b raised to 6. Okay, so that's the concept. Did you understand? Let me know. Okay. Another example, we have here negative 3a squared Okay po. Then raised by 2. So we have here this one. All you have to do is you have to what? To multiply the exponent into it here. Okay? So this is negative 3. So you will be having here negative 3 square times a square. Copy lang po a square. And then you have to multiply the 2. Okay? So that's why you have here 2 times 2. Okay? So in simplifying, we all know that negative 3 times negative 3. Okay? Because this is equivalent to negative 3 times negative 3. We all know that negative times negative is equal to positive. That's why we have here positive 9. Okay, so this will be the positive 9. And 2 times 2, you will be having here 4. So you will be having the result, which is 9 times 8 raised to 4. Okay, and for number 4, do the same thing. Okay, so the answer will be like this. I hope you understand the concept. Okay, for this one. So you will be having s raised to 6 because 3 times 2 you will be having 6. 3 times 4 you will be having 12. The answer will be like this, okay? And for the last law that we have, that is actually the quotient rule or the quotient law of exponent. Okay? So what does it mean? So raising a quotient to a power means raising to the numerator and denominator to the power. Okay, but for instance, so this is something like the same with the fourth law that we have, but then we're talking about here quotient. So it involves what operation again? It involves division. Very good. So we have here quotient. So we have here x over y raised to n. Okay, quantity x over y raised to n. And this is actually equivalent to. So let's separate this one. So you will be having x raised to n and y raised to n. For instance, I have here 2/3 raised to 4. Quantity 2/3 raised to 4. So again, the thing will be you have to multiply 2 into 4. Okay, exponent that you have. And also to the denominator. Okay, 4, you have to multiply here. Okay, 2 raised to 4, you will be having, what is 2 raised to 4 in your calculator? You have to multiply 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 again. That is actually equal to 16. Okay, and we have here also the 3, so you have to multiply 4 also. So 3 raised to 4, you will be having 81. So if pwede pa po siyang i-simplify, so you can actually simplify that one into simplest form. So the answer will be 16 over 81 since wala na po siyang divisible. Okay? So the answer will be 16 over 81. Did you get the concept? For the quotient rule, again, let me repeat. We have the 5 laws of exponent, the multiplication law of exponent, the division law of exponent, the power law of exponent, the product rule or law of exponent, and the quotient rule or the law of exponent. So that will be the thing. Okay? So I want you to keep that always in your mind, the 5 laws of exponents. Okay? Are we clear on that? I hope you learned something new today. Okay. So thank you for listening.